What if the two most powerful words you can ever speak are not a prayer, but a declaration? What if they are the two words you state all day long, unthinkingly, branding the fabric of reality with an inescapable authority you don't even know you possess? The mystic Neville Goddard uncovered this terrifying secret, hidden in plain sight. He taught that the key to all creation was not found in ancient scrolls or distant heavens, but in the simple, constant statement of your own being, the words "I am." But be warned, the key he offered does not simply open a door, it shatters the very vessel of the self. This journey is about uncovering that technique, not as a gentle theory, but as the ultimate and most profound creative act, where you alone must face the void you are about to command. To understand the terrifying authority of the power you wield, we must travel back to a foundational story of Western consciousness, a myth that holds the very formula for creation. Imagine a lone man, a wanderer, in a desolate and godless desert. He is a fugitive, an outcast, a man stripped of all identity. Before him, an impossible sight, a bush that burns with a cold, black fire, a fire that consumes nothing, yet radiates an immense intelligent presence. Drawn by this paradox, this sacred horror, the man, Moses, shields his face and asks the presence within the flame for its name, so he may tell others who has sent him. He asks for a label, a limitation, a word he can contain. The answer he receives is the single most powerful and misunderstood statement in all of Scripture. The voice does not give a name like a man, it declares its very nature. It says, "I am that I am." Neville Goddard taught that this was never the story of a man meeting an external God thousands of years ago. It is a psychological drama, a parable revealing the ultimate formula for your own reality. The desert is your state of barren awareness. The burning bush is your own immortal consciousness, and the voice is your own awareness of being, declaring its absolute creative power. God's name is I am, and that, he insisted, is your name too. With the knowledge that I am is the name of the creative power within you, we must now explore the mechanics of its operation. The first principle is the most absolute. Consciousness is the one and only reality. The world you perceive, with its seemingly solid objects and separate people, is not an objective reality existing outside of you. It is a projection, a grand and intricate shadow play cast by the light of your own awareness. You are not in the world. The world is in you. It is a mirror, reflecting with flawless, terrifying accuracy the contents of your own consciousness, and nothing more. This leads to the second principle. Your awareness of being, your feeling of I am, is the formless divine center of this reality. Before you are anything else, man, woman, rich, poor, you are simply I am. This I am is pure, unconditioned consciousness. It has no form. It is the nameless, observing void upon which all forms, all states of being, are impressed. Everything else, your health, your wealth, your poverty, your sickness, your joy, your sorrow, is merely a state, a costume, a garment that your formless I am consciousness chooses to wear. You are not poor, you are the great I am, wearing the state of poverty. You are not sick, you are the eternal I am, temporarily inhabiting the state of sickness. The state is not you. The third principle is the creative act itself. Assumption. To create a new reality, you must consciously choose a new garment. You must assume the feeling of the state you desire to wear. When you say or feel, "I am wealthy," you are not wishing for it from an outside force. You are performing the ultimate creative act. You are clothing your formless divine awareness in the form of wealth. This is not a metaphor. You are impressing this new self-concept, this new form upon the only substance there is, your own consciousness. You are declaring what you now are. And what receives this powerful impression? The fourth principle, the subconscious mind. Your subconscious is the fertile, dark, unquestioning soil in which you plant the seeds of your I am declarations. It does not judge. It does not question. Its sole, immense and terrifying power is to objectify whatever is impressed upon it. It is your most obedient and most literal servant. Your feeling-rich assumption of being a certain way is the seed you plant in this dark, fertile ground. The subconscious, once impregnated with this seed, must bring it to harvest in your outer world. And how does it bring it to harvest? Through what Neville called the bridge of incidents. The subconscious directs all the seemingly natural events, encounters, and opportunities needed to bring your assumed state into physical form. These events will always seem natural. You will be able to tell a perfectly logical story of how your manifestation came to be: a chance meeting, a lucky break, an unexpected idea. These are merely the movements of the bridge, the unfolding of your own assumption. The subconscious is a master of the natural path. This is the awe-inspiring and terrifying truth of the mechanism. There is only one cause, and it is your own consciousness. Everything else is effect, a shadow, a loyal reflection of the state you have chosen to occupy. You are a creator, not by petitioning, but by being. Your power is not in asking, but in declaring. The world is a blank canvas, and the paint you use is the feeling of your own I amness. Therefore, you must become incredibly selective about the states of being you allow yourself to inhabit. Every feeling, every mood, every casual I am is an act of creation. You are either wearing the garment of your problem or the garment of your solution. You are either the victim of your world or the god of it. There is no middle ground. The choice is absolute, and it is always yours. To know this law is one thing, to live it is another entirely. For you will immediately face the greatest tyrant in this creative work, the evidence of your five senses. Your new assumption will declare I am healthy, but your body may still ache. Your assumption will affirm I am wealthy, but your pockets may still be empty. The world of fact will scream its brutal contradiction to your inner truth. Neville's first and most crucial practice is a discipline of radical loyalty. You must persist in your assumption, denying the evidence of your senses. You must turn your back on the world of Caesar. This requires a strict mental diet. You must become a vigilant guardian at the gate of your mind, refusing to entertain thoughts and feelings that contradict your fulfilled desire. Every negative thought is a poison you refuse to drink. When a thought of fear or doubt arises, you do not fight it. You simply notice it, and gently, firmly, turn your attention back to the feeling of your wish already being a fact. But the greatest challenge is forgetting. The hypnosis of the waking world is strong. The most potent practice, therefore, is performed when the subconscious mind is most receptive in the state akin to sleep. As you lie on the edge of sleep, your conscious arguing mind subdued, you enter the throne room of your deeper self. This is where you perform the sacred act of impressing your new reality. You construct a short, simple scene which implies your desire is fulfilled. Not the moment of receiving it, but a scene that follows from it. You feel the wedding ring on your finger. You see the skyline from your new home. You loop this short, feeling-rich scene over and over, like a lullaby as you drift into sleep. This is the lullaby method, the act of impregnating the subconscious with the feeling of your new state. During the day, to maintain your state against the onslaught of facts, Neville offered another technique. The simple, joyful repetition of a phrase like, "Isn't it wonderful?" This phrase implies that something marvelous has already happened. It shifts your focus from the problem to the feeling of the solution, recalibrating your being to the frequency of your fulfilled desire. These practices, the mental diet, the state akin to sleep, the joyful assumption, are your tools. They are the disciplines of the Creator, the exercises required to wield your terrible and beautiful power consciously. You must persist. You must remain loyal to your unseen reality, even when the world of Caesar screams its denial. Your faith is not in an external God, but in the immutable law of your own consciousness. Your assumption, if held with unwavering faith, must harden into fact. The subconscious, once impressed, has no choice but to build a bridge of incidents to lead you to the fulfillment of your inner state. These events will always seem natural: a chance meeting, a lucky break, an unexpected idea. These are merely the movements of the bridge, the unfolding of your own assumption. The subconscious is a master of the natural path. Through these practices, you move from being the unconscious victim of your I am declarations to the conscious, deliberate master of your reality. You learn that your every mood is a creative act, every feeling a prayer that must be answered. You are either wearing the garment of your problem or the garment of your solution. You are either the victim of your world or the god of it. There is no middle ground. The choice is absolute, and it is always yours. And here you arrive at the ultimate realization, the terrifying and glorious climax of this entire journey. The I am within you is not a part of God. It is God. There is no other. There is no distant deity to petition, no external power to appease. The creative force that dreamed the galaxies into being and the silent, formless awareness within you that now hears these words are one and the same. When you say, I am, you are speaking the name of the unnameable. You are wielding the very power that holds the stars in their courses. You are not praying to a creator. You are decreeing as the creator of your personal world. This is the secret that Neville placed in your hands, the absolute, unconditional, and inescapable divinity of your own awareness of being. This knowing is where true power and true responsibility are born. There is no one else to blame for the state of your world. There is no one else to credit for its triumphs. Your world is your own consciousness, objectified. Your every assumption, held with feeling, is a divine decree that cannot fail to manifest. The horrors of your reality are born of your I am statements of fear and doubt. The beauties of your reality are born of your I am statements of love and faith. You are the absolute monarch of your inner kingdom, and your outer world is simply the loyal, unthinking reflection of your reign. This is the climax of your becoming, the moment you stop looking for a God and realize you have been Him all along. This knowledge is not meant to be simply believed, it is meant to be tested. So here is your invitation. For the next 24 hours, become ruthlessly aware of what you attach to the two most powerful words you possess. I am. Notice the scripts you run. I am tired. I am stressed. I am so unlucky. Recognize this as your prayer, your creative decree. Tonight, before you sleep, perform a sacred revision. Choose a new state. Lie in the stillness and whisper to yourself, I am loved. I am secure, I am at peace, until it is your only reality. Try it. The power has always been yours. It is time to consciously claim it. And if you recognize this as your call, subscribe to the channel and leave a like. And so our journey concludes, returning you to the silent creative center of your own being. We began by questioning the nature of your power, and discovered it hidden in the two words you speak most freely. We journeyed to a burning bush in the desert of the mind, and learned the true name of God is your own awareness of being. We explored the mechanics of this terrifying and beautiful law, that your consciousness is the only reality, and your felt assumptions are the creative commands that shape it, impressing themselves upon the faithful, unquestioning subconscious mind, which then must objectify them in your world. We learned the discipline required to master this power, to deny the tyranny of the senses, and to persist in our chosen state of being. Now you stand at the threshold, holding the key. The understanding that I am is the ultimate creative principle is the end of your search for power outside of yourself. It is the end of supplication, the end of hope as a passive state, the end of blaming the world for conditions that are born within your own heart. It is the beginning of a life of profound, absolute, and sometimes heavy responsibility. This is not a path of arrogance, but of ultimate accountability. To know that you are God in your own world is to know that every aspect of your world is your own creation, a mirror to be polished, not a monster to be fought. Embrace this truth. See your world not as a solid, intimidating prison, but as a fluid, malleable, and responsive dream that awaits the direction of its dreamer. You are that dreamer. Your imagination is the sacred workshop where worlds are born and unmade. Your feeling is the divine breath that gives them life. Walk through your days with the quiet, unshakable majesty of a creator who knows their own power. Choose your garments of state with care. What will you decree for yourself today? What I am will you impress upon the formless void? The silence of the universe awaits your command. For the creative power is not something you acquire. It is something you awaken to. It is you. It has always been you.